Lana Morgan was a 40-year-old English teacher at Riverview Secondary School. She was respected, intelligent, and composed, living a quiet life with her husband Wade and their 5-year-old daughter, Rachel. For Lana, the classroom was a space of structure and clarity until Benny Hale walked in. Benny, a transfer student, was 17, confident beyond his years and disarmingly charming. From his first day, he didn't hide his attraction to Lana. His eyes lingered on her just a little too long. His compliments, though veiled as jokes, were unsettlingly intimate. She brushed it off at first. The flare of obsession. It was during an exam when Lana first noticed Benny not writing but watching her. While the others scribbled away, he just stared, a half-smile on his face. Lana tried to remain composed, ignoring the flutter in her chest. But his gaze pierced through her defenses. Over time, his attention became a silent pressure. He began sitting closer, volunteering to help her carry books, lingering after class with vague questions. Lana struggled to maintain boundaries. She had been admired before, but never like this, never so intensely. The crossroads. One evening after class, Lana finally confronted him. She asked why he behaved the way he did. Benny played innocent at first, but his tone quickly shifted. "You didn't call me in here because you're worried about my grades, did you?" he said, eyes narrowing with a mix of smugness and certainty. Lana denied it, retreating behind the guise of professionalism. But when she gently touched his knee to offer comfort, he grinned knowingly. That night, she couldn't sleep. The slippery slope. Lana tried to distract herself, walks, family dinners, journaling, but Benny haunted her thoughts. Her obsession began to show in strange ways. She found herself going through his bag, inhaling the scent of his jumper, feeling the guilt flood in just after the brief rush of arousal. It came to a head in the school restroom. Benny cornered her, boldly touching her inappropriately. She pushed him away and threatened to report him. But even then, he saw through her facade. "You want this as much as I do." She swore it would never happen again. Spiraling down. The next day, Lana confronted Benny again, telling him to stop. He mocked her publicly in class, insinuating she'd used favors to get her job. The class laughed. Lana, humiliated, lashed out, throwing his bag out the door and demanding he leave. But the damage was done. Her authority was shattered, and her emotional state began to unravel. That night, she lied to her husband about a damaged car mirror. She claimed it was a minor accident. Wade was unconvinced. Lana's world began to feel increasingly unstable. Harassment and shadows. Benny began calling her phone repeatedly, breathing but saying nothing. She was sure it was him, though she had no proof. She began skipping school, claiming illness. On her days off, she wandered to the lake or visited museums, seeking peace, but always looking over her shoulder. One afternoon, while alone in a museum lift, Benny appeared. He pressed himself close, whispering how much he missed her. And in a moment of weakness, she kissed him. The dream of guilt. That night, Lana dreamed she was drowning, her husband and daughter watching from the shore, unable to help. The guilt was suffocating. She went jogging the next morning, hoping to think clearly. She realized the only way to reclaim her life was to eliminate Benny from her school, from her mind, from her reality. The betrayal. She hatched a plan. Sneaking into the exam storage room, she stole a bundle of test papers and planted them in Benny's coat pocket during lunch. That afternoon, she tipped off the school anonymously. The evidence was damning. Benny was expelled. The haunting. With Benny gone, Lana should have felt free. But instead, she was haunted by the echo of their time together. His scent. His voice. His touch. At night, she would dream of him, not in fear, but desire which only deepened her guilt. Then one day, in a bookstore, Rachel went missing. Lana panicked, alerting security. The CCTV footage showed Benny was there, watching from a distance and walking out behind her daughter. The police found Rachel safe at home hours later, but the damage was done. Lana now knew Benny was still watching. Descent into fear. At home, Lana heard doors creak open and shut. She felt watched. Paranoia gripped her. Wade noticed her distress, but she brushed him off. She couldn't confess the full truth, not yet. She dreamed of Benny again, this time inside her house, whispering to her in the dark. She wanted him and feared him in equal measure. Something inside her snapped. The final act. One evening, Lana followed Benny. He was walking alone through an isolated trail on the outskirts of town. She turned off her headlights, crept closer in her car, trembling. Then, with a deep breath, she accelerated. The impact threw Benny into the air. His body disappeared into the tall grass. Lana stopped the car, her heart pounding in her chest. She sat there, gasping, the weight of her actions crashing down on her. Epilogue. The silence after. The next morning, she returned to work. Benny's name was never mentioned again. The school quietly moved on. But Lana couldn't. At night, she still dreamed of him, sometimes alive, sometimes dead. She never told anyone what she had done. But every time the wind rattled her window or a shadow moved in her home, she wondered, had she truly silenced him? Or had she only fed the ghost of her own undoing?